it.
And we're live from the
Sean, I still got a Rice Krispie to eat.
Studio on North Maysville. This is the From Corner Coaches Corner, presented by Community Trust Bank.
Your friend in banking.
Equal housing lender.
Remember FDIC.
It's been a long time since I've been here. I didn't remember what I was supposed to
We're
say.
all four here.
Thanks for joining us live on Facebook and YouTube. Before we get started, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors. We got Community Trust Bank, Kim Soft, 22 Sweet Treats, CRC Renovations, Kentucky Realty Group, Southern Sweeties, Jacob's Auto Body, and Brett Weehunt's Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg, the sponsor of our Menifee County Athlete of the Month. While you're watching, go ahead and hit that like button and smash that subscribe on YouTube.
Share.
Tonight,
Smash it.
joining us, we have Coach Drew Swartz, Menifee County ladies basketball coach. And with him, we have senior Kylie Hall, sophomore J.C. Jevedon, sophomore Peyton Burgess, sophomore Aubrey Golden, and junior Shaylin Baker. Just coming off of the All-A Regional 16 Championship. As you can see, they brought the hardware with us this morning, with them today.
I was going to say, it's not this morning. Long
It
day.
is somewhere in this world.
Could have moved the country over a little bit.
5 o'clock somewhere. I didn't want to block my shot.
That's why we weren't ready to go.
No time for losing.
He's going to play the whole thing.
I'm going to play the whole thing. They brought the hardware.
Turn it down for your solo, though.
Coach, thanks for coming back. And you brought with you the whole starting lineup tonight. So,
Sure did.
Man, a few words.
man, if you
Sure
were
did.
there.
Hey, let's get into this real quick. Michael Scott, Drew, let's talk about this, okay? Something that really impressed me in the last little bit, your team broke the press, and then they were content to stall the ball. That's a lot of composure. I'm sure it comes from you. What goes into that moment?
I wouldn't necessarily say it comes from me, but one huge part about breaking the press has been Aubrey Golden. Early in the season, we didn't trust her enough, I don't think. We started getting it to her in the middle, and she started moving the ball well out of that. A lot of times their bigs aren't comfortable going up and guarding her, and she's done really well moving the ball out of it.
Right, but once they broke the press, they had open shots, and they just didn't force up a shot. They knew they had the lead. They understood the situation.
That's them. I mean, we go over situations all the time, but we have slowed it down. The beginning of the season, I started out, I wanted to run the ball, push it, play full court man, all that kind of stuff. I learned very early with our depth that I couldn't do that. So we had a few come to Jesus meetings. They can vouch for that. And we changed everything. We run one singular play that we started with at the beginning of the season in our first game. And we've changed our whole defense. So everything's changed. We just changed stylistically altogether.
Well, the defense definitely was a big part of the game against Raceland. They just never really could get a rhythm against you guys. And every time they'd get the 2 or 3, 4 point in a row, boom, you all were right back and scoring again. A lot of big shots. A lot of big rebounds down there by Miss Burgess, 23 rebounds in the game.
Oh, yeah,
What?
she killed it.
23.
How many?
23.
Peyton.
One off of the school record from what I understand.
That's
You were
pretty
almost-
soft.
You were almost good enough.
Almost. Hey, it doesn't hurt to be number 2.
Ricky Bobby said if you ain't first, you're last. But take his philosopher words for whatever you want.
I mean, that's 23 more rebounds than I think I've ever had in my whole entire career.
You're a soccer player.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, that's a huge win. So, what kind of momentum will that give to the program, Coach?
So it's back to back. So we had a rough patch at the beginning of the season. We're getting to where I thought we were going to be at the beginning of the season. So, I mean, I think we have a lot of momentum. We beat Scott County and then went into the All-A, won those 3 straight. We canceled the Berea game for tomorrow due to weather, and then possibly Fleming, Bath Thursday, Friday, and then that's really good momentum going into district games, the seeding games.
So we have the draw. We're currently looking at it. How do you feel about the top half of the bracket?
They're all tough, but I would definitely rather be in the top part of the bracket than
I was looking. I don't know that I'd want to be down in the bottom half of the bracket.
definitely. They're going to mangle each other down there. But got to beat Nicholas first, but then we look forward to, I mean, what is it, Mayfield and
Walton Verona.
Walton Verona. Yeah, those are winnable games. But got to beat Nicholas first. I'm going to coach talk. Got to beat Nicholas first.
I mean, yeah, it
But
definitely
it's
starts with that one.
positive. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to let that creep in your head. We could win a couple games. You put yourself in the semis, you're 2 upsets from a state championship at that point.
Well, and it's going to be a backcourt matchup there because, I mean, you've got 2 great guards in the backcourt, and Nicholas County, they've got a really good scorer on there. If she gets going, she's tough to stop.
Yeah, Maggie Simons is
Yeah.
really good. She's improved a lot.
Yeah, for sure. We watched them play here against Madison Central, I think.
Yep.
They wound up losing that game, but, I mean, she was literally the only thing that they had that night.
Yeah, I'm going to need your scouting report on that game.
You don't want his scouting report.
2-3 zones, all they played.
Yep.
That's it.
And she keeps the ball 98% of the time. So,
But with the even scoring that you all had against Raceland, you've got to think if you can take that game and just duplicate that over and over and over again. I mean, it got to make you feel good going into, just like you said, a couple of district games and then on into this, All A Classic.
Definitely, we are playing a lot better team ball
Yeah.
right now. We're trusting each other a lot better than we did early in the season, which, I mean, that comes from these 2 have a ton of varsity experience. These 2 had little to none, and Kylie had some varsity experience. So at the beginning, we really looked to get to them, which we still do, but we have a lot of varsity experience standing over there, but we're getting that experience. We're trusting each other. I think we're just becoming a team in general.
well, and it was almost a tale of 2 halves. I mean, Peyton was pretty consistent across the board. She scored most of her points in the second half. And then in the first half, you had Shaylin dominated the first half, and then JCG come out and she dominated the second half. So, I mean, and that was like wherever you all needed it, they were there. And it was pretty consistent. I mean, I know they both scored in each half, but it was almost like a first half, second half type thing for them.
Right. That was a perfect way to describe it. And then you have little contributions from the other ones scoring wise.
Yeah.
Trinity came off the bench and hit 2 monster threes.
Yes.
Kept Raceland at bay.
Shaylin, it's time for you to step up to the mic. Don't be nervous, okay? So I was watching in the first half, and I noticed that Coach talked about confidence in you all as a team. They relied on you a lot in that first half. There was a point mid-second quarter where it was like, get Shaylin the ball. She's going to the foul line or she's getting a bucket, one of the 2. Did you kind of feed off that, or how'd that play out?
It won't bite you.
I think she's used to that, but go ahead. She's not always this shy, but in this situation, she's pretty shy.
She wasn't shy Friday night scoring, that's
Exactly.
for sure.
That's her element.
Shaylin, there's only 10,000 people watching. That's it.
All of Menifee County.
All of Menifee,
That's way more than just.
Half of Montgomery.
quarter of Clark.
That's a lie.
Yeah, they're.
She's not going to answer.
She's not. She's going stone on me.
Hey,
That's fine too.
ice cold,
I like it.
running through her veins.
Just like when she shot them free throws.
Speaking of free throws, Peyton, that percentage just came up a little bit since last time you were on.
Came up. You can't get mad no more.
Can't talk smack about you anymore.
Nope.
Kylie, you're a senior. This is your last go around. We talked about before we recorded. You were a little more excited at the end of the game than the pups were. You were doing a little dance move and they didn't match your energy. So we need to level them up, okay?
Sounds good. I try.
I don't have a question. What are you looking at me for?
Wes is looking at the schedule.
I was just looking at the schedule. You've already played Fleming and Bath once already, but that was right before it kind of seems like you all hit your stride. Do you all feel that way? I mean, you kind of look back at those. You all probably look back at those games and go, "Daggone it!" if it would have just clicked just a little bit sooner. So
I bet they
It's-
don't say that.
this next week,
50.
well,
That gum.
they might say something else. But,
Golly geez.
so this coming week, it's got to make you feel like, all right, we're gonna take it to them. Would you all agree?
Yeah, I think we're pretty confident now. We're playing as a team, so it's a lot better than it was at the beginning of the season because it was like, oh, well, it's not a team ball, but it's definitely improved. So I'm excited.
Hey, what's funny?
Golly. Golly's funny. Sorry.
So Peyton, you had a triple double, right?
23, 10 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that you had a triple double throughout the game, or was that something you found out after the fact?
No, actually, at the end of the game, with like 10 seconds left, I thought I only had 8 points, and I wanted a double-double because I knew I had like 10 or more rebounds. And I was yelling at JC. I was like, JC, give me the ball. And she wouldn't do it. And I was like, why did you give me the ball?
Yeah, it was like 10 seconds left in the game. Peyton was like, me.
I'm wide open.
Yeah.
The guys on the call from Cool Radio or whatever that was. That's where we watched the game. They suspected that you had one. They kept going, I think she might have a triple double. But I think the points was the last thing that you got because the rebounds and the blocks, you had those pretty early. You just kept swatting those passes. Is that something that you do on a normal basis, is all these blocks, or was it just kind of one of those games you were in a rhythm?
It was kind of just one of those games. Big girl kind of got in my head a little bit, and I was like, okay. There's
Come
no
at
reason to
you
try
got her-
like that.
Come at me.
You kept
Yeah.
her in foul trouble, though. She spent a lot of time on the bench because she was in a lot of foul trouble.
Yeah.
You got nothing?
I got nothing right now, man.
You always have questions.
You all are asking good questions.
JC, I'm going to come to you because I need clarification.
Okay.
How do you say your last name? Because I just call you JCG because I don't know how to pronounce that.
Most people just say it as like Jiven, and that's how I say it.
Jiven?
Jividan.
Jividan.
I was close.
He's
right?
from West Virginia.
I was going to
so
say
he's kinda-
that was the mountains coming out.
Jiven? Is it Jiven?
Jiven? Jiven? It's all the same.
I've always known her as Jividan.
That's how I
Mhm.
say it. Jividan. I don't say Jividan. It's like with an R.
And it's so funny because you kept saying, I can't pronounce it. I didn't know what it was. And then when I saw it, I was like, you don't know how to pronounce Jividan?
No clue.
I wouldn't worry about it at this point. I
Yeah,
think-
it's
I think you-
JCG. I mean,
I think you should just go and patent JCG and make your whole apparel line and just be
Trademark
like,
pending.
trademark it and be like, yep, I'm JCG. This is the way it's going to go roll.
JCG, baby.
Oh, okay.
Oh, geez.
That's enough of that.
So,
There goes that line.
well, we just lost everybody that we
I
had
was
watching.
checking our numbers.
Whatever. It's trending right now
It
on
is
Twitter.
not.
I can't see it.
Not
No.
one bit.
Not a chance. So, Coach, what do you hope the team can build off this run that you all had in the 16th region?
Really just take it in stride, go into these district games, compete. Our district is very even. I mean, I don't know who I would want to play. If you knew who was going to shoot worse in the district, that's who you'd play, but there's no way of knowing. So that and taking momentum into the All-A state is really what we can take out of that.
Do you all do blind draw? Or are you one of the regions that do blind draw in district, or is it?
No, we're seated.
Okay. We had Madison Southern on last week, and they was talking about blind draw, and I was like, why would you even want to do that?
No, I wish we did.
Really?
Yeah, as a small school, when you're in a district with bigger districts, if we were on a year where we were decent and say like Round County's a powerhouse where they're a bigger school, they have less waves of lulls in talent. So you could draw a Bath County in a year that Round County is one of those dominant teams that's going to have a chance at winning the state tournament or something like that. But that more comes from the boys side. We did draw, and then Menifee had a couple of good years in boys when I was a 8th grader or a freshman, and the coach at the time voted to take it out of the draw. So it hurts the small schools, but I understand why people would want it to be seeded.
Now, is it the second game of your district matchups at seed, or do both games go into that?
It's both.
Is it?
Yeah, it's both. And then I think they will draw if it's a tie. Sometimes you'll turn into a 3-way tie, 4-way tie, and it'll just be a draw, but it's seeded beyond that.
Coach, last time you was on here back before the season started, you talked about what you were losing, and you said Peyton Burgess might cover that herself. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that you won that one. Like she's covered all the production you left out.
Definitely super proud of her. I didn't know how soon it would happen, but I mean, it was very apparent. I think the first game of the season, she had 16 rebounds. And I was like, okay, here we go. That's what we needed. So, yeah.
Every girl that you brought here with you, I think you mentioned on the first time you were here, like your analysis of preseason, your preseason thoughts has matched your season expectations. And that, oh no. Sorry, Shaylin.
I wanted to
Sorry,
win more,
Shaylin.
but
Sorry, Shaylin. I didn't mean to bring it up.
Well,
Look at her.
she's frozen. I mean, absolutely
No,
frozen.
that's a glitch on the camera. She's actually smiling. She's loving this right now.
What I ask this with the majority of the teams that come in here. So, Drew's been around for a while, but I mean, new head coach to you all. But you all, the girls have been on the team for a while now. What girl have you all seen really step up their game this year?
Peyton Burgess, Aubrey Golden.
Wow.
Is there anybody other than the starting five than you all that you're like, oh, they've really came in off the bench and been like, okay, you know?
I would have to say Trinity. She's young, but honestly, for the most part, we've gotten to where we trust her enough to, be like, okay, you can come in the game and we'll just let you do your thing. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'd have to say Addison. She came in to practice and really went out and tried her best. She's been working for that spot to be like one of the first off the bench. She's been really working hard. So.
Gotcha.
those two girls got really a late start for basketball. I think Trinity started like her 6th grade year. Addie started her 7th grade year, and they're just freshmen. And that's our 6th and 7th in the lineup.
Gotcha.
So they've stepped up really big. I expect too much out of them sometimes, but they've stepped up a lot more than I thought I would have to with our injury issues and stuff like that. But I've been proud of them too.
Well, speaking of injuries, we've got one behind the cameras over here. You said was out with injury. What's going on with her? Tell us a little bit about her, Coach.
So Andy was the one. That's Andy Wells. I talked about her before the season.
I've heard about her.
Yeah, I mean, I really think she's the best defender in the region. No joke.
Mhm.
I'm not blowing smoke.
I heard the same
She's
thing.
one of the best defenders in the region, probably the best. It helps that she's my cousin, which I brag on her a little bit. But,
And you're embarrassing her.
yeah, I'm embarrassing her, all that good stuff. But I was looking for her to have a huge offensive breakout year. She had the role of just kind of a spot-up shooter. They'd kick it to her, and she'd shoot a shot. Didn't drive a whole lot. They can attest to it. She rarely ever misses a floater. It's
Mhm.
crazy. She'll shoot in both hands. It's wild. But when we can get her back, we'll get a little bit deeper. But I've been super proud of the group we have because they've really stepped up. She's been like the defensive anchor and someone they've relied on. They've played together their whole lives. But
So, what injury are we dealing with?
meniscus tear. She
Okay.
had surgery. Yeah, I think she got to practice twice. Yeah, and then tore her
So,
meniscus in practice.
will you have her back this season?
We think so. She definitely says yes. She would play right now.
Sean,
She's
up
allowed
there
to
asking.
jog. Weird thing about Andy, she's allowed to jog right now. And we were running, and she decided to do the sprints with us. She came in 3rd place, and she's like limping and got 3rd place. Well, she would always get first when we would do it, and then Peyton usually second. Shay's right in there somewhere.
What grade are you in?
Junior.
Junior. So, you still got at least one more year of it,
Mhm.
right? So, I mean,
Andy, come over here to the mic real quick. So what game are you looking to come
Well,
back on?
no, wait a minute. Come over to this mic. So
We wanna-
get you on camera.
Yeah, they would.
What is it?
What game are you looking for the return game? Mamba returns.
I'm trying to remember the schedule. I think
prob-
I'm supposed to get cleared like for the Wellspring Guardians game, so like the
Last 2 games.
Yeah, the last 2 games of the season, and then
So,
definitely for districts.
Perfect in time for district
Yeah.
tournament at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Coach, that's another big bonus right there.
Mhm.
Definitely. I'm super excited to have her. And I think everyone can agree, but it can't come soon enough, really.
And she's pretty tall too. So what position do you play?
Andy, come back over
She's
to Mike.
point center.
Point center. Point center. Wow. Okay.
No, she'll guard all 5 positions, and she usually plays like a 2-guard kind of role.
Nice.
Is that something that the whole team you seems like you do well? Is they talk about positionless players? Does it seem like your whole team just defends all positions fairly well?
They can, but that's kind of why we went zone, where we try to stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah.
They play pretty rough. So I've had to kind of pull the reins back a little bit because when we get in foul trouble, it gets sketchy. That's really what happened to us in a lot of the losses we had early in the season. We would get in foul trouble with multiple people and have to dig deep into our bench. Like we beat Floyd Central in that preseason game, and I think you fouled out. So Kylie fouled out, Peyton fouled out, Shay fouled out, and JC just kind of took over. We had some 7th graders in the game. I mean, it was wild, the foul trouble. So that's kind of the adjustment to zone. That was a big issue there.
And are you switching it up? You just playing one? Are you just playing 2-3, 3-2, something like that? Or are you all switching it up from zone to zone?
We switch it up some. We will play like a really high 3-2 where Peyton's on the top, and we just try to go high hands, get a deflection, get the backside to steal it. We've been mainly 2-3 here lately, and I don't know what it is. Girls basketball, we struggle a little bit against 2-3, but we're figuring it out. But the 2-3 has really worked for us. We went to like I don't really even know what to call it. So it's kind of like a diamond and 1.
Okay.
But the three calls, the 1 does something different every time. So you can do a diamond and 1 where you're chasing their best player.
Yeah.
And you could chase them high or you could chase them low. The other one is it's a post player and they always double the post. Aubrey stays behind the posts. And then the other one is a trap as soon as they come across half court. So I mean we do a lot.
So you can extend. You are extending it out.
Yeah,
if you
and then
if you get in trouble.
We run that 2-2-1 that you probably saw against Raceland too.
Yep.
Kind of a retreating 2-2-1.
Got you.
Kylie, it's your senior year. Any plans after this?
Yes, I do have plans.
Well, what are they? I mean, sorry,
She's graduating.
Sorry, I know you're graduating.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't want to disclose the information yet, but
You gonna work at Cornbread Cafe?
oh yeah, for sure. That's my lifelong
She's got a
dream.
couple offers.
So you do plan to play in college?
Yes.
Why don't you just tell us this without Coach having to interrupt? Come on now.
I just don't want to disclose it yet. I'm not ready. I have my mind made up, but
I tell
can
you
us
what.
who's off?
When you decide to make your mind up, would you come back with the hats of
Yeah.
the schools
yeah, I can.
and make your decision on the show?
Sure.
All right. We'll book that.
What are you gonna major in?
Biology. I want to be a vet.
Nice.
Okay.
So Auburn it is, boys. She's going to Auburn.
Deductive reasoning.
Yeah, it's the best vet school out there. So
I'm not up to date on vet school, so who knows?
Me either.
I tell you what, I'll get out of the way for just a second because the AD is here, and I was.
That was an audible groan.
I just want to know what it means to him because I see the picture floating around where he's handed off the trophy and the girls are throwing the trophy up, showing the trophy, and he's got the biggest smile on his face. So come over here to my mic and tell us what it means to you and what you think it means to Menifee County.
Paul, this was not planned. I told you were just hanging out, buddy.
Completely not planned.
Sweatpants and my hair look all right.
Your hair looks fine.
Looks great.
All right. So what the All A means to me, I think I said it the last time I was on here, or maybe my very first time. I said that my favorite memories as AD was at home last year, handing the trophy to the girls, and it got beat this year. You see the hard work they put in, and you see the struggles. I mean, I think it was Shay's grandfather said after we won it the other day, he said a month ago we would have never seen this coming. And it's true because of the hard work they put in, and And like I said last time, the community support means the world to me. They showed up in bunches. I don't know if you probably couldn't see it on the cameras from the.
It was on the Raceland crowd
Was it
side.
on the, yeah, it was on the
camera.
Raceland side.
But we could hear the Menifee
You could
crowd.
hear it, right? But I mean, it was packed on our side.
Yeah.
I mean, it was every section had people in it wearing green, and that means the most to me. And it means a lot to the community. It's just like we said, we don't have much going on, and whenever the girls and the boys can put on a good show for us, it means the world to me and means a lot to the community. But you know, getting to hand the trophy to the girls and the pictures don't do it justice. The pictures are great, but the feeling and the moments you get, there's nothing beats it, in my opinion.
I would agree. I mean, just
I've never been in that moment, but it looked like great joy.
Now, what was this post that you made that you'd rather do this than talk about these grumblings or whatever it is, these complaining days?
you don't hear anybody complain.
On the
So listen,
I mean, you put it on Facebook, so you know.
no. He said he's not going to rant.
I'm not going to rant. So where we are in the region, I'll say the Ashland people don't come to Frenchburg. And that's who gives the 16th region all of its shout outs on social media is the Ashland people. And I mean, I guarantee you 75% of the Ashland people don't know where Frenchburg is. Truthfully. I mean, it's just.
They're going to find out soon.
They're going to find out soon. You know, and we've won it back-to-back years, and I think some of the Ashland people didn't even post it on Twitter that we won it. They were more concerned about a Fairview boys regular season game than they were the 16th region championship game.
And if the Fairview boys are anything like the Fairview girls, that's nothing to write about. I mean, I can say those things. I can say that. You can't. I can't.
It was awesome to see our girls win the championship. Is what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can't say that.
Right. You can say that. But no, it's just I'm just happy to have you all and more social media people giving these girls shout outs because I see the hard work they put in and Drew sees the hard work and Drew's hard work. Thacker's and Nandy's and everybody's. It's just it's time these girls get the respect and the boys. I mean, we've won it back-to-back years. I mean, the first time since 30 years now. 93, I think, was last year we won it back-to-back. We've won it a handful of times in the last 6-7 years. It's about time these kids get the respect they deserve.
And I mean, the boys made it to the finals. I mean, they didn't have
nobody ever sees.
Yeah, they didn't have a slouch performance or getting there. Had a rough game.
Right.
You know, they could not
Nothing was
get
falling for 'em.
anything going that night.
Really wish Caden was in here right now.
So, but it was fun to watch both of the games for sure, and, you talk about the community support. I mean, we're seeing it on our level, right? I mean, we're 2 counties away from you guys,
Right.
and
We got a room full of people.
we do. I mean, you can't even see behind the cameras. There's people standing all over the room in here, and
There's people outside in the freezing cold right now.
absolutely
Just looking to see
literally
what-
standing outside the
He's
glass.
literally in the car.
There's hot chocolate right there.
And we have a pretty high number on the socials that are watching. And we were talking about it before the show started. I mean, you guys as a community have given us tremendous support, and all we've done is just share what you guys are doing, right? But we put a challenge out there last week at them, right? When we were or on the show.
We sure did.
We're coming to the Den January 30th to watch Allen County. We're going to be streaming live from the Den. We want to see a packed house.
Absolutely.
We want, what is it you said
Okay.
you want?
So you said we'd be top row, right?
Yeah.
In those gyms, you got row, gap, and then there's another bleacher. I want to be standing on the top row because there's nowhere else to be.
I agree.
I mean, if I got to hold this mic standing up the whole time, I'm good with
I'm
that.
all for it.
We're excited to be coming, and
I'm going to roam. I just need like a portable mic.
So I don't know if I'm telling the right person or not, but I told Brevin that if they play swag surfing before the game, I'm crowd surfing. It's a whole mood right now.
I can make that happen.
Drew said check.
and I had a dream the other night that we were actually on the
Oh, man, that is awesome. What a good segue. Martin Luther King Day.
right.
Oh, a dream.
Thank you. No.
My goodness.
That we were actually out there on the floor calling the starting lineups. I don't know why I had that dream, but we did.
See, this is what you get with Sean. I mean, you let us have a spot in the top row, and he wants
Now he wants to be the PA announcer.
You, baby.
He wants to be your assistant,
We'll take this.
sit on the bench.
I can call some plays too. I mean,
Hey, do y'all have the chairs in between, like the bench area and the scores table? We'll sit there.
Absolutely.
I just want the buzzer.
Just let you control the clock.
Right.
Coach, if you lose, and we'll make sure to get that fixed real quick.
just keep the clock running.
It sounds perfect.
Good with me.
Yeah, we're good with you.
No,
Put the camera back on the girls. That's all that matters.
and you're right about that. Like, he's touched about it, we've touched about it. Nothing that we do here is for us. Like, none of us have any eligibility left at all. It's all about these girls, these
Except for
boys.
Sean.
Sean has a little.
Sean did not use his eligibility.
We also saw Wes with the medium jersey on. He might have some.
I'm glad I took that thing
I
off.
didn't know you could. I thought he was stuck for life.
I was afraid.
He didn't breathe for 30 minutes wearing it.
It was a girdle.
I had to sit down in my seat a little bit.
Coach, what's the biggest move you've seen going from boys' side to girls' side?
I really think they hard to say.
Did they kind of exceed your expectations a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with boys, obviously it's a different relationship. With the girls, I feel like they listen better. Oddly enough,
Agreed.
They probably
Agreed.
don't think that.
Neil can tell you this. He 100% says that coaching boys and girls, they'll both do what they can to win, but it's just a different atmosphere when you're coaching girls because they will do. They do,
Especially when they know that you care.
right,
Yeah.
right.
They've gone really hard. I mean, with the girls, I don't know. There's a little bit more grit. I feel like that they play with, or they get more.
Take that, Katie.
There's more emotion, obviously, but that also translates to more grit at certain points. They want it a little bit more. It seems like sometimes.
Well, and it's been my experience whenever I was coaching female athletes that even though I may come up with a ridiculous idea, you know, the guys would be like, "That's dumb," but the girls, even though they might think it's dumb, they would typically at least try. And then I would see that it was dumb, and it was like, "You're right, that was dumb. We shouldn't have done that." But thank you for trying. I appreciate that.
They are, if you can tell, like I will sometimes try to get them pumped up, and I cannot read them sometimes. Everyone's like, "You think you got them ready, coach?" They look like they're ready. They are always the same. They are very even keel before the game. Like they'll dance to songs or whatever, but when it's game time, they're just kind of locked in.
Well, on January 30th, we expect some liveliness.
Kylie, I know you got the dance moves. We need these girls hopped up with you.
Look, I try, but they don't really get into it like I do. So
I mean, Shaylin is ice cold over here. I mean,
She's already ready.
in 30 minutes.
But
she's
you know
ready.
what? She may do the
Stone
same.
cold.
She'll hit the court and just be like, ice just in the vein.
So who's the leader on the team?
JC,
Vocal leader or lead by example?
example.
Yeah, I'd say.
Obviously.
Who's the vocal leader?
Probably Golly.
Obviously.
Probably me. I never shut up. I
Both of
never
those
shut
are
up.
pretty obvious.
Well, I mean,
Why does everybody look at me?
You have to ask these
I mean,
questions.
you asking all
You all are asking all the questions. I'm just.
You've trained us well.
I mean, I keep bringing it up, and I'm glad Paul said, you know, that the community
And the community.
And the community.
And
go
Don't
community.
forget about the community.
Right. And the community.
But we want to make sure, and we've put out there hashtag packed it in, and I'm telling you right now, I want to see. You said you had about 500 for the Bath County game.
It's going over that.
We want it packed to the gills. Just like, I mean, we want shoulder to shoulder.
What the heck does that even mean? Back to the gills.
Yeah. Standing room only.
Oh, that's better.
That's one of those
When we
old
come
man
down-
phrases that only us understand.
You knew it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you. but we want it packed to where they can't hear us on Facebook Live. They're just watching the action, right?
It's a good thing because I'll be watching the action too.
We'll get lost.
I mean, I'm not going to be anywhere.
I'll be like, Adam, what just happened?
Don't know.
I don't know. I know, but I don't know.
Adam, where's he at? He's crowd surfing.
They just played swag surfing, and he's crowd surfing. Adam,
We're
we
gonna
just
have to
lost
bring
him.
extra people with us just to video what's going on.
Oh, I thought you meant just to help Adam crowd surf.
Yeah, we need to make sure we fit
We're gonna have. They don't have football team. How's the boys soccer team? They pretty stout.
Oh, no.
All right.
They said, "Oh no." That was a lot. That was a hot mic.
Somebody's dating a soccer player, my guess.
Or she's
Well,
talking
that
about.
means stout on the field.
She
I meant,
plays
like,
soccer. She plays soccer.
You play soccer? So you're a multi-sport athlete. Which one you like better?
Oh,
I'm not answering that. Like,
Soccer.
It's so different environment.
It is.
It is.
Basketball is so much different. Basketball, the players on the team are so much more lively. Soccer team girls, we barely talk.
I quit.
Ever. Like the girls are just so much
For a
more like
reason.
to themselves. It's so crazy the different environments. I don't really know which one.
So what have you took from soccer that you've used in basketball?
Communication, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially when you have to scream on a soccer field because nobody can hear you.
Right.
It's a lot. Trains you to be louder on a basketball court. So
Same Kyle.
see?
Yeah,
Soccer
I
comes in
talk
useful,
on
Sean.
defense. I make sure to talk on defense. Try to at all times. Sometimes I get in the zone and forget, but
I just scream. I just stand on the sideline and scream talk for half the game. That's what I yelled the whole
We
game.
could hear that on TV too. Who is yelling talk?
the announcers are talking. I don't know what this guy's talking about right now.
So, Peyton, the first time you were in the studio with us, you were here with Jameson and with Paul, and we introduced the first Kentucky Farm Bureau Athlete of the Month, right? I told you we needed to order shirts. So guess what came in? So while you're here, we'll give you the Kentucky Farm Bureau Brett Wehunt Athlete of the Month. And
Hey, that shirt
on
is
the
nice too, by the way.
30th, just so you know, on the
I got you
30th,
one at my house.
He's
Don't
try-
worry.
So you try to get all kinds of stuff.
And it worked.
I got it.
We got Madison Southern shirts over there last week. We've got Menifee hats, Menifee shirts. It's working.
I have to say, both of yours say Menifee. You have green, but both his say Menifee. So
I'm
who's
bought
repping?
in
yeah, because he's the only one that got one.
because I was the only one that asked.
That is true.
It's true.
But we got something in the works for the 30th. But that day,
News to everybody else here. I knew.
if you read the text message thread, it would not be news. But
News to me.
after the girls' game, we're going to announce the January Athlete of the Month, and after the boys' game, we'll announce the boys Athlete of the Month. And you all ain't getting told by your coaches this time. It's going to be a complete surprise. That was supposed to be a surprise last time, Coach.
That was bad communication on your part.
He's not taking the fall for that one.
That's Paul's fault. I said, give me some suggestions. And he goes, Peyton and Jameson. I was like, who's that? And he goes, that's the Athletes of the Month. I was like, okay then.
Full disclosure, I looked at Jameson's stats. I was like, this guy's averaging 2 points a game. Like, what?
He
what are we
did.
talking
That
about?
was legitimately in the text thread. He's like, is this really the Athlete of the Month?
Then I heard the story, and I was like, okay.
And
Okay,
since
it kinda makes
then,
sense.
he is
He's caught fire.
exploded. Yeah.
Yeah, just needed to get him back. So we'd have a couple of things of business that we need to do. We're going to have a Tutu Sweet Treats Dog of the Week. Woo.
Losing that sponsor.
Yeah. Well, there went two sweet treats.
If you look here over here on the table, we have some of their famous Rice Krispie treat, chocolate covered Rice Krispie treats.
I'm gonna touch
Did
this
y'all
one.
try those?
Yeah, it was good.
Good. Good.
I didn't know what.
No, they are not dog treats.
We don't have the ability to zoom.
I
So
didn't know what you were doing.
I was zooming in.
our,
That's the ability we got.
We gotta work with what we got.
Anybody wants to
We're
sponsor
second
it?
rate, We're second rate.
So, anyways, we got those brought in tonight, so you guys could partake in the Tutu Sweet Treats. One of our first sponsors that we had here on the show, and we always give away a Dog of the Week award. There's no real prizes to it. It's just bragging rights, right? So since we had the girls here, and since somebody just so happened to have a triple-double last week, Peyton, you're just racking them up tonight. You're this week's Tutu Sweet Treats Dog of the Week.
Peyton, this is more important than probably anything you'll ever do in life. So please tell me how you feel right now.
I'm honored. I'm honored to be the Dog of the Week.
Look, all the girls are over there going, "Oh, y'all." Look out!
Somebody help Peyton get out the door today. That head's gonna swell up.
She keeps getting rebounds. If I got 23 rebounds, hey, my head would be big too. So
Peyton's gonna be like, I'm just gonna have to average a triple-double now. It's just, it was so easy.
So here's the thing: like Peyton's quiet. I got a feeling Kylie's probably telling the truth. If she got 23 rebounds,
We would not hear the end of it.
nobody would be. This whole show would be like.
She would have walked in the door going, "Did you know I had 24 rebounds the last game? I had 24 rebounds."
Peyton has you guys fooled. She is not quiet at all.
I'm not.
So the first time she was on, she was extremely quiet. This time, like I told her before, like she's got her support system here. You can tell she's a little more vocal this time.
I'm more comfortable with them. They're like my family. I see them almost every day of the week.
So what's that like? All of you answer that one, except for you.
It's
Jeff.
perfect.
Except
I
for you.
love
I don't
it.
want you to answer.
There's a bigger smile. We're getting closer.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
She's not even.
Not at all.
Step up to the mic.
We're so far away right now.
JC pretends she's not there. JC, you answer. What's it like to be around these girls all day, every
You
day?
didn't call her by the right name.
JCG,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought we untrademarked that.
No,
somebody.
we trademarked it.
Okay.
All of us are very close. I know some teams, like you stay like in the gym, but then like once you leave, you kind of don't hang out anymore. But all of us hang out all the time. I really
At the Subway.
Yeah.
We talked about it last time. Cornbread place and Frosty Freeze is closed.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Subway sometimes. Not all the time though. It kind of gets boring, but I'm waiting for like McDonald's or Dairy Queen or something to come into Menifee. It probably won't happen, but
You can always hang
It's
out at
gonna
the
be
Dollar
waiting a
General.
long time, I think.
I'll be
Can
gone
hang out
by
at the Dollar
then.
General
Honestly, I
Or the Family Dollar.
or the Family Dollar.
They got some good food.
Or the other Dollar General.
Or all the other 7 of them in our county.
I didn't do it this time.
It is not my fault.
That was not you, Les. I was like, where in the world? Hey, you're not getting out of this question. What's it like being around these girls every day?
I think it's good, and especially in the locker room before practices, we have our LED lights going on, and our music playing, and it definitely helps to build like our relationship closer, even off and on the court. So I think we're good. I think we play good together, especially when we're in our good moods. Like when we have our moments, but I think everybody has their moments, even people that don't play sports together. So
I mean, I hate these guys.
Legit, we go days without talking sometimes.
Right. You said you listen to your music. Now, does that music list get played before the game? No?
the clean version does.
No, because their grandparents are in attendance. What is this nasty music?
Listen, you need to make
Can you believe what she just said? They're doing what?
we need some of that play. We
Does
need
the
some of
gym
that
have
playlist.
LED lights? You said LED lights.
In the locker room.
Our locker room.
Oh,
So
in the
the way
locker
our locker room is, we have like our own little room inside of our locker room for where our lockers are, and so we have LED lights aligned around the bottom of it. And
Nice.
yeah, so we just change the colors, whatever mood.
So
we're
who
feeling.
can
In other words,
playlist
Sean's like, okay, once they leave, I want to go through the locker room. That sounds pretty cool. I want a tour like you would do UK tour of locker rooms. He's
He
like,
would just want to do that because Cal's there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would want to do.
Who's got the best TikToks on the team?
Well, you didn't let the other two answer.
Look, but we've already moved on. We're on music now.
Okay.
I say it's all of us. I say we go into each other's TikToks all the time. We make TikToks together more than we do
Yeah,
ourselves.
we do.
Honestly,
Even Shay.
even Shay. Does Shay make TikTok?
Yes, she does.
Sometimes, yes. Not with us. Not with us.
You know-
She doesn't
Come
dance
on
with
now.
us, but
Me and JC have like we're always dancing, so especially on TikTok.
Mine and Shay, our TikToks are kind of just fan pages for our boyfriend at this point. I mean, everywhere.
So listen, normally after what you just said, I would call somebody out about who's the boyfriend, but I'm not going to do that to Shay this time, okay? You two answer the other question that we was talking about. What's it like being around these girls every day?
You go first. It's a perfect laugh. Couldn't ask for a better laugh. I mean, yeah. Sometimes we get a little sick of each other, but it's all right. We figure it out.
You get what?
A little sick of each other. Like,
I believe that goes back to when she said
on each other
on our bad days.
I thought you said lipstick on each other. I was like, wait,
What does that even mean?
No, but I mean, we're all really close. We love each other, but sometimes when me and Aubrey especially, we get into our moods and we argue quite a bit. But
I mean, that's what family does.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and
We are family.
I definitely think it's because we've been friends before. Basketball really got us close together, and before we got friends, we hated each other. Like, we were not. Ooh, basketball season when we were in like 6th grade was not it. It was so bad.
Kylie?
I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I have 2 brothers, so I don't get to have like girl siblings, and they're like my siblings, and I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Andy, you're not getting out of this. Get on the mic.
No. You can't see. We can't see you over there.
I love it. It's great.
Yay!
She learned from Shaylin how to talk.
Well, guys,
We do have one other award that we need to give away. It's not a Menifee award, unfortunately.
Another one?
We do. Yep.
We're like Oprah today handing out these awards.
We do have an Athlete of the Week award to hand out here in Montgomery County this week. Wasn't a basketball award because, basketball team's been pretty rough here lately. But the archery team came in first at the Lee County Invitational over the weekend. So
Wes, give us a rundown on that.
Or the roundup.
all I know is that they came in first at the Lee County Archery Tournament.
So what Sean just
And
said.
if the middle school team didn't have one person that showed up that was sick, they would have scored. They've scored enough to be first place also.
So the person showed up?
No, they did not show up.
Oh.
Sorry. But
So if they would have showed up.
I think that is their second or third win for the season. And our archery team just continues to get better and better and better each year. So congrats to the archery team.
Yep. This week's
Athlete of the Week, Kim Soft.
Soft.
Athlete of the Week.
Somebody sponsored this show. I was like,
And then you looked at me and I was like, I don't even know who sponsors
I will
that.
say
I didn't even know what we were talking about.
our wrestling team's still doing well. I think our swimming team is still doing really well. I will say I did find out that the girls wrestling regional tournament is going to be here February 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. So everybody in Montgomery County, come out to the regional tournament for the girls wrestling.
there you go. Awesome. Well, guys, there you have it for this week's edition of the From Corner to Corner Coaches Corner presented by Community Trust Bank. If you haven't already, go out and make sure you give us a like on Facebook and YouTube.
It's written in front of you, Sean. If you can just read the words. Literally right
Get
there.
my page up here. Hang on. I'm getting old. Remember to help us promote our Coaches Corner, our Athlete of the Week. We do what we do for our community.
Our community. And our community.
Our teams, our coaches, our
And our
students.
community.
And our community.
They deserve it. We'll catch you guys next week.
Stay safe, friends.